E-burst is great. I get to hang back, wait to be hit, and burst out of the combo twice a game. That's what makes it so strong, right? Wrong. While E-burst's biggest feature is the ability to tech burst with a half burst, it's best to think of this as a safety net rather than a goal. Let's start with the penalties for tech burst. When you tech burst on a full burst, you normally lose 30% of your burst bar, but with E-burst you lose a whole 50%. You've entirely wasted a half burst of time, and bursting is one of the most important tools for exerting control over the match. The penalty for teching with half burst is also harsh, removing about 4 seconds off your burst time out of 7.5. If you simply wait and tech, you're wasting half your burst. A normal half burst lasts a pretty long time, so just activating it in response to an opponent using burst can allow you to avoid and potentially nullify their entire burst. If you end up using it to burst out of a melee combo from an opponent who hasn't activated their burst, that's okay, but you still have to deal with the opponent's burst, so that actually puts you at a disadvantage. Unless you can get some kind of high damage reversal from your flip. When an opponent expends a lot of boost, maybe a lot of important cooldown or attacks to hit you, and they are near you as you are being hit, a tech burst with E can let you punish them with a high damage option. But even this situation could be better exploited if you burst earlier to avoid any damage, and punish the opponent for reaching too hard. Now the rebuttal is obvious. If I negate a big melee combo with a half burst, then it's worth it, right? Yes. However, if you tech late in the combo, right as you get your burst, as the finishing melee hits are impacting you, you just wasted half your burst while only preventing perhaps only 50 damage. Instead, you can just take the knockdown, flip off the ground, and then use your half E-burst activation to escape, run away, or dampen the impact of their pursuit if you are hit, due to the damage reduction. Keep this in mind when fighting against melee suits, and don't mindlessly half burst the moment it's available. If you barely spill over half, don't always tech. Keep it and use it to its full potential. As a general rule, teching out of combos with E-burst is not really something you decide you're going to do beforehand. There will be situations where you're going to end up doing so, probably because you got hit unexpectedly, but your goal should be to get 2 normal half bursts. E-burst coupled with defensive play is extremely potent at denying aggressive enemy suits their momentum, and can keep you ahead, so don't waste it. This next section will be focused on back suits. It's better to fight with the intent of bursting with your normal half burst with E-burst, either to nullify an opponent's burst or to help your partner secure damage in their burst. Being able to tech burst out of a combo is stronger on your second life when your HP is lower because it adds an extra layer of security to prevent the enemy from overplaying on you to end the game. That said, in endgame scenarios, there will be times you need to activate half burst aggressively as well, especially when your front is low on HP, and your burst might be the last remaining trump card you have to close the game. It's vital to not take damage when you burst, but with E-burst you have some leeway. As a 2.5k, if you burst above 240 HP, you can generally take a basic beam rifle combo or a one-shot knockdown without taking too much damage to prevent you from reaching your second half burst. For 2ks, it's even more lenient because you have the combined defense of E-burst, damage reduction, and guts. If you are having trouble bursting properly and avoiding damage, I still encourage you to do it. You'll be able to feel the negative feedback of greedy plays in burst, denying you your second half burst, so you can start using bursts more effectively. One scenario where I encourage the tech flip on first life is when your partner is rapidly losing HP on their second life, and you need to grab attention. If you're almost at a half burst, and any new damage you receive will give you the half burst, you can use it as a safety net for some greedy plays. Even with the short 3-second burst, you're still able to leverage these more confident offensive plays. The goal is not tech bursting still, it's to enable the more confident play. And the more plays you get away with, the more value your tech burst has compared to a half burst. In the best case scenario, the damage you deal gives you a half burst to activate as well, so you turn this defensive burst into a strong offensive one. Suits that gain a powered up state at low HP are usually best friends with E-burst. These suits are advantaged just by being allowed to continue existing. Therefore, the E-burst logic changes slightly. E-burst with the intent on avoiding damage rather than teching out of it. Even if you end up pinned, the E-burst defense modifier will soften the blow and prevent you from dying. Just as I said before, don't always tech late in opponent's melee combos, as the extra 50 damage is worth less than its power to negate a burst, reversal the situation entirely, bail you out of a greedy offensive play, or prevent the next combo right as it starts. The damage reduction from E-Burst as well can help you get 3 half bursts reliably, even if you take a hit in one of them. Hopefully I've expanded your options for how you think about E-Burst. Thanks for watching, and see you again for new videos in the future.